Hi everyone and welcome for this new tutorial how to paint quickly the Zarbag guys from Warhammer Underworld Night Vault. This is a new video format, so you are going to see every step on every miniatures. This is a very quick painting guide. After that, for my Patreon, I will focus on one miniatures by one miniatures to show how to evolve and develop your level. Thanks and happy painting! I prepare all my miniatures and I make a base coat with some black color directly. I use some magnets just on the miniatures to fix them all on the metal, small metal box like that. And after I start by using airbrush directly on my black coat. Sometimes I'm going to use some word you don't necessarily understand, so excuse me, I'm French, and don't hesitate to post a comment with a good word, so I will change that for my future video. Into my airbrush, as you can see, I use some pro color paint because it's really more easy after that to clean my airbrush. I focus on the different step. I use more, for example, more white on the miniatures who are going to be not black. For example, on the squig, as you can see, the white color helped me to have a good light and the light directly in the good place. And after, I'm going to use very diluted color to push more light without losing the different shadow on the miniatures. I use a large brush, it's Raphael, the reference is 8404 and the size is size 2. That's helped me a lot to have a good reservoir of water to push the color without come back too much time on my palette. I don't using wet palette because that change a lot the dilution, and I need always to control my dilution on this kind of project. As you can see, I make all the steps with my red, my very diluted red, and I take time to push the mushroom in red, some space on the face, just to push a little bit more color than only green skin. And as you can see now, I'm going to come back with some green with the same kind of dilution, just to have always the shadow and the highlights I do with my airbrush respected. The color I use is green, simple green from Prince Auguste. I like to and I enjoy the Prince Auguste range because it's really more easy to use. Prince Auguste is similar to Valero color, so don't hesitate to use it. I'm going to give some class teaching at Adepticon, so if you will be there, I will enjoy to give you some advice. And I will be at the same time at Gen Con probably this year, so don't hesitate to come to us. I will be at the Happy Games Factory booth for the two different conventions. The step is very similar for every different miniatures because this is a faction, so every goblin have some green on the skin. I will respect every part in black and I will make it at the end. So the step is very similar, but this kind of video can show you on the different miniatures, so you can make a pause, for example, or watching all the video and after focus on your own miniatures to try my this kind of technique. Once again, this video tutorial is going to show you how to paint it very quickly, and after I will show step by step how to increase the level of these miniatures. So I come back with a snakebit laser on every part I need, like laser, or I make the wood in the same way, and every small part like that. I make the arrow in the same way. I very try to simplify my my different color to have something more easy to paint, and I gain sort of legibility of on my miniatures when I use only few color and not large palettes of different color. In real time, I do all these miniatures in something like 10 between 7 and 10 hours of paint, something like that, just to give you an approximation of how many time I use to make all of this. It's always the same things. I always need a little bit more time on the characters and a little bit less on the small basical goblin with arrow. I try to push some turquoise, very diluted, into the small characters, like that, on the bottle, on the ace, and on some few and small parts. I use the same color on the net. And as you can see on the bone, this kind of paint is very efficient because I don't lose time to change every time my color on my palettes, and that's really more easy to have a compo ready to paint, ready to play very quickly. I start the paint by playing. Before I start contest and win Golden Demon, I use a lot of time this kind of technique, and that's very important for me to share that with you. So don't hesitate to ask if you have any question into the comments. I will make my best. If you can share this video tutorial, that's free, don't hesitate, and that will be a great support to enlarge my English community on my channel. By the way, a big thanks to Lynn, who managed my Kickstarter campaign for the book The Art of Miniatures. That will be available, probably disponible on the late pledge at this time, so don't hesitate to support us on this way too. So I start by pushing all my highlights on the non-metallic metal parts with some white color directly. You can use Ivory from Prince August. You can use in the same way the white from Procolor, who are very intense. And by the way, you can use Arid Earth from Army Painter. All this color is very good to push all your highlights. At this time, you can see that I use the side of my brush, and I just come with my white, just with the side of my brush. Don't use the point. The end of your brush is not necessarily very useful at this moment. The most important is the side of your brush, because you just have to come on the volume and just move a little bit to push your color in the best way. I start to make some small white points on every mushroom. That's going to make a good contrast between my red and my white. This miniatures is probably my favorite from this starter set for Shadespire, because there are a lot of characters, and I'm going to take more time in the next video. This next video will be only for my Patreon this time, and I will start to show them probably next week. I'm going to try to release one video tutorial every Sunday, so don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel to receive and small alerts to know when I publish a video tutorial. For this New Year's, I decided to push one tutorial in French and one other in English, just to be more easy for everyone to listen and understand. I come back with my white on all my black surfaces, and I really try to focus on every edges to don't highlight too much my black. I had a little bit of my white directly into my my brown to push my highlights on the small part. This is very simple step, but that's very the most way to have very quick and with a good level miniatures painted. Pretty good to play with it. I learned a lot by painting miniatures for playing, and for me playing is the best motivation ever. So I always between two minis I do for studio paint, I always make some miniatures for playing with, because I can try more easily different technique, and it's always more easy to try a new technique on miniatures you are going to paint very fast than on the miniatures you are going to paint for contests. There are always a contest of painting at Adepticon, who name Crystal Brush, and a lot of time at Gen Con. So don't hesitate to take care about that, to start a project for this kind of contest, because it's always a perfect way to have some good feedback, to have a good motivation, and a great deadline to finish and to progress into your painting skills. As you can see, I continue to push every edges in white just to have a better effect. Every time I had a little bit white into my brown or into my blue after that to create my highlight on this small part. It's important to just make some small touch and don't try necessarily to push your highlights on every details. You need to focus on the details you want to people who see them. If you if you push the highlight on every detail, so the ace is going to focus everywhere, and we prefer to focus only on some small parts. On the chain, for example, I'm going to push more and more highlight to have a good contrast on the non-metallic metal. I continue in the same direction with every miniature. As you can see, this step of highlight is a more long step, because this is the step we are going to give more life to the miniatures. As I explained, the miniatures is all the same kind of minis, so I'm going to repeat every step on every miniatures, but you can more easily see the different miniatures and the direction I give to my light and my shadow. You can use a spray paint to make the same kind of effect I do at the beginning of the video with an airbrush. You will lose a little bit details, but that can work too. If you don't have airbrush, you can use this kind of technique. Just push your black out with a spray paint, and after use some white in spray paint to push your highlight. That will be more easy than using only brush, and that will make you a great game of time. Paint, I am going to reach smaller and smaller parts. For example, when I make my second wash into the small creator, my quantity of color is always lower than the previous step, and I always reach very smaller surfaces and push always the highlights on the edges, the eyes, and every step I want to, every zone, and I want to focus attention on. With white you can very easily highlight a lot of different kind of parts, like bone, black color, a non-metallic metal, so it's a very more easy way to paint in that case. As you can see, I'm going to use some dark sea blue on my shadow from my red color on the squig. That creates more deep color, and after that I'm going to focus the attention on the face of my creature. You always can push more and more shadow with your dark sea blue. Don't hesitate to dilute a lot, because this is a very covering color, so that's very important. After that, I'm going to use some black to make all my base, and there is a result for all my team. As you can see, it's very quickly paint, but it's pretty cool to paint with. And I will make in some few days some new video on I am going to focus on miniatures one by one to increase the level of this paint. Thank you very much. Don't hesitate to share this video, don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel, and see you very soon.